Buenos días, buenos tardes, buenas noches, mga amigos, mga amigas, mga kompanyeros, kompanyeras. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ako po ang inyong lingkod, Attorney Rene Bueno. Ngayon pong episode na to, ako po ay magbibigay ng lecture on a matter of grave national importance. It's all about a preliminary investigation that is underway dyan po sa ating Department of Justice. It's about a complaint filed against the incumbent Vice President Sara Duterte for grave threats and incitement to sedition. Ito po ay napaka-seryoso at napaka-sensitibong usapin dahil hindi basta-basta itong reklamong isinampa sa laban sa ating Vice Presidente. The complaint alleges that the Vice President made a credible threats, against the life of the President Bongbong Marcos and against the life of his First Lady Lisa Marcos, and likewise threat against the life of the Speaker of the House na si Speaker Romualdez. At dahil nga dyan na nagsampa na reklamo sa Department of Justice. Alam nyo, pag sinampa ang reklamo sa Department of Justice o kaya sa NBI, considered yan ng mga high-profile cases, kaya dyan isinasampa sa Department of Justice. At nung isang araw nga, ang ating pong Vice Presidente ay nagpunta dyan sa Justice Department to personally appear and submit her counter affidavit in response dun sa complaint na isinampa laban sa kanya. Alam niyo yung counter affidavit niyan, it must be supported by supporting documents and evidence, para kontrahin yung reklamong isinampa laban sa kanya. At kung mapapatunayan na enough yung counter affidavit with the supporting documents and evidence na naka-attach doon, the case may be dismissed. However, kung nakapag-address ang Vice Presidente doon ng new matters, there were several matters addressed in the counter affidavit, the complainant will now be obliged to file a reply. But that reply is actually optional on the part of the complainant. Pero syempre, kung there are new matters addressed in the counter affidavit, you will be filing a reply with the Justice Department sa State Prosecutor. At ang trabaho dito ng State Prosecutor after receiving the complaint, the counter affidavit, and the reply together with the supporting documents and the evidence, the State Prosecutor will prepare an evaluation. Strict ang evaluation dito ng State Prosecutor. So that's so, papayagan siya ng ating batas na maisampa ang reklamo sa appropriate court on the basis that there exists probable cause. Pag-usapan natin yung probable cause na yan at yung bagong standard of evidence required by the Department of Justice in order that this state prosecutor will be allowed to file an information in the appropriate court. So, since na-file na yung counter affidavit, let us see kung magpa-file ng reply ang complainant in order to address new matters addressed by the respondent, Vice President Sara Duterte. Pero ang tanong dito, ano po ba ang ginagamit na standard of evidence dyan sa State Prosecutor? Before and according to the rules of court, and in fact, it is still enshrined under the rules of court, it has not been amended or revised, na ang standard of evidence required is the existence of probable cause. Pero pinalitan na po yan kasi no way back 2023 ay nag-issue na po ng bagong guidelines ang ating Department of Justice na kung saan ini-emphasize nila that the new standard of evidence that must be applied in order that the state prosecutor or the city prosecutor to file an information in the appropriate court is the standard of reasonable certainty of conviction. Now, ano ang pagkakaiba ng reasonable certainty of conviction doon sa dating ginagamit na existence of probable cause? Kasi yung probable cause is generally defined no, as such facts and circumstances that would excite the belief, no, in a reasonable mind based on the facts within the knowledge of the prosecutor that the crime has been committed by the accused. Kapag nag-exist siyang probable cause na yan, based on the definition, then the prosecutor is now allowed to file the information in court. Ano ba yung information? Yung information po, yan yung tinatawag na complaint. Kaya nga lamang pinalitan ng term kasi ang nagsasampa ngayon na reklamo at sa husgado na ay yung prosecutor. But if it is going to be the private individual filing a complaint with the prosecutor's office, ang tawag ng complaint. Pero siyempre, tumataas yung level. Fiscal na magpapile, si prosecutor na, at sa korte na. Ang tawag na doon, information. Okay? So, the basis before of the prosecutor regarding the standard of evidence that must be used is the probable cause. At sinabi ko na nga yung definition niya. No? At pero ngayon, no, dito sa kaso ni Vice President Sara Duterte, what will be applied is the new standard of evidence. And this is called reasonable certainty of conviction. And how it is compared with the probable cause. Itong reasonable certainty of conviction, ang ibig sabihin na to ay at first glance, at first view, it appears na there is sufficient amount of evidence na mapapatunayan na talagang ginawa ng isang akusado, ng respondent ang krimen allegedly against her, no? There is a prima facie case against the accused. There is sufficient amount of evidence that if not controverted by the respondent, then most likely may establish yung lahat ng elements of the crime, and the prosecutor will now file an information in court. But sabi ko nga, anong pagkakaiba? Mas mataas kasi yung standard of evidence sa reasonable certainty of conviction, and probable cause is lower standard of evidence as compared with the reasonable certainty of conviction. But reasonable certainty of conviction is a lower standard of evidence as compared with proof beyond reasonable doubt na ginagamit naman during the trial sa korte. No, in order to convict the accused, the court must use proof beyond reasonable doubt. Mas mataas yan. At mas mababa nga yung reasonable certainty of conviction na ginagamit naman ng mga state prosecutor. So tatlong klase ngayon na pinag-aaralan nating ebidensya. Probable cause, reasonable certainty of conviction, at pagdating naman sa husgado ay proof beyond reasonable doubt. Ibig sabihin, walang kaduda-dula, no? Na maging legal or morally ay walang kaduda-duda dapat. Ni katiting na duda dapat wala, no, against the accused na talagang nagkasala siya. Yun yung proof beyond reasonable doubt. So, it will take several weeks or even months, no, para magkaroon ng careful evaluation ang state prosecutor dito, and according to the Department of Justice, dapat maging stricto masyado ang state prosecutor sa pag-evaluate ng mga supporting documents, the complaint, and the evidence presented to the state prosecutor. Para pag naisampayan sa korte, ay talaga namang may prima facie case, no, ang ating state prosecutor, at magkaroon talaga at ma-establish talaga yung mga elements of the crime. At kaya ganyan ang ginawa ng Department of Justice, kasi dati mas mababa yung standard of evidence, probable cause lamang, at natatambakan ng kaso ang ating hukuman. So para maiwasan yung mga tambak-tambak na kaso, mga papeles dyan sa husgado, ay tinaasan ang standard of evidence para makapagsampa ng information sa appropriate court, at ang tawag nga ay reasonable certainty of conviction, para maiwasan yung sampa ng reklamo sa husgado nang wala namang prima facie case, wala namang sufficient enough evidence na nakalakip doon sa mga reklamong isinampa sa Department of Justice. Ngayon, paano kung hindi naabot yung standard of evidence na reasonable certainty of conviction? Definitely, madidismiss ang kaso. But what if there is reasonable certainty of conviction? May prima facie case against the Vice President. Abay, matutulungan yan. No? Ayan ay malaking tulong in the event na mag-proceed na yung impeachment trial dyan sa ating Senado. Kasi ang pagkakalam ko, the grave threats against the life of the President and the First Lady is one of the articles of impeachment submitted in the Senate. So, mapapalakas baka isang artikulo lamang ma-convict mo yung Vice President because kung malakas yung ebidensya dito sa Department of Justice at sa Korte ay malaki ang impact na magagawa niyan sa impeachment trial. Although, more on political ang impeachment kasi boto yan ng mga senador, ang bilangan ng boto yan, paramihan ng boto, but definitely, malaki ang persuading effect at impact niyan sa magiging impeachment trial laban sa Vice Presidente. Pero kung wala namang sapat na ebidensya, maaari din namang ma-dismiss ang reklamong grave threats at incitement to sedition. Okay? So, yan, hintayin natin kung ano mangyayari if the complainant will file a reply doon sa counter affidavit na isinampa ng ating Vice Presidente. But once the reply is filed with the Department of Justice, hindi na required pumunta pa muli ang ating Vice Presidente. Kasi ang importante dyan, yung pagsampa niya ng counter affidavit, required kasi na personally mag-appear ang Vice Presidente doon, pirmahan niya sa harap ng State Prosecutor yung reklamo, yung counter affidavit niya na isinumite sa Department of Justice. Okay, so sana po nagkaroon na naman tayo ng karagdagang kaalaman pagdating dito sa preliminary investigation. Malay nyo. At wag naman sana mangyari na kayo ay maharap sa isang preliminary investigation. At least alam nyo ang gagamiting standard of evidence, yung reasonable certainty of conviction at paano ang proseso, complaint, counter, reply, resolution, information, trial of the case sa husgado. Okay, so hanggang dito na lamang po. Ito po muli ang inyong lingkod, Attorney Rene Bueno. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.